Scotland's armies are on their way home from Francia, and Wessex is now our sole competitor for control of what will soon be the Empire of Albion. Our foremost adversary has never been clearer. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Crusader Kings III in our Empire of Albion series. So we are headed home, finally, after a very successful kind of campaign. The war itself is kind of going well. Zachariah looks like he's being voted in as player heir again. So we're kind of in this position again. We've been here before of having a strong young player heir. We have a betrothed character. Oh, interesting. So this war has ended in a white peace, and now we just get to disband those armies outright, which is nice. Let's go ahead and step down to speed 2 for a moment. Yeah, there's definitely some back and forth kind of voting happening. Let's see what I can do as far as ransoming some of my prisoners, because I have captured a number of characters. Yeah, some of these can't be afforded. That's all well and good. Okay, so we'll hold them until the offers come in, and we'll earn some gold that way. But notice that our income is now 6.1. So that's probably due to absolute control to a degree. I'm going to continue to establish control with this character. Now, one of the things that I've been doing with the Archbishop is I've been using the Archbishop to try and get claims on an entire duchy, but that's random, and it's skill-based. And this particular Archbishop is not amazing, so the chances that he's going to get, you know, the claim on the duchy are pretty low each time. So what I really need to start thinking about is maybe in order to move through some of these fights. Oh, look, there's some conquest happening. Like, the vassals are taking territory on their own. That's fantastic. There's not a lot left of Ireland. We don't have a Casus Belli on him right now, unfortunately. But my vassals might depose him themselves. That's fascinating. So because of that, let's also take stock of this situation. Hold on, that's a complete distraction. But if we look at the unformed Empire of Britannia, yeah, we are less than 20 counties from the minimum required to declare ourselves Emperor of Britannia / Albion. That's awesome. I mean, alternatively, hang on. It's interesting that there's so much back and forth. Leofhelm Constantinsson of Salisbury, who is one of Prince Constantine's interesting. So let's go ahead and take a moment, as I've been saying for a while. I really want to get to know this character's family a little bit better, because the transition from Donald, or rather from Constantine to Donald, was so chaotic because Donald had fallen so far, and it was sad, but we really want to get a sense for who he was, because Ecthegern was Donald's son. Firstborn son, in fact. He had a daughter who's still alive, but she's not doing well either. She's infirm, she's profligate, she's a drunkard, she's flagellant, she's a confider. So, like, she's had one positive kind of stress coping response develop, you know, next to a myriad of negative coping mechanisms, which is quite sad to see. So, Ecthegern has 2 sons, we know this, and then 2 daughters, and several siblings. So, Princess Catriona passed away. She died of gout just a few years ago. That's a shame. Then, of course, there's Princess Cummin, and she is the... she's down in Toulouse, because she's married to this duke. Not a particularly lucrative alliance at the moment. I'm curious to see how we compare here. Yeah, we have a lot more forces than Wessex does. All right, so right now we're trying to get a claim here. But I also want to make sure I claim this territory as well. Eventually we're going to be able to claim that just as emperor. But to go back to family, Princess Afrake also died. She died in childbirth 22 years ago at age 17. Oh, that's tragic. And then there are the youngest brothers. We have Constantine Donaldson of Scotland and Donald Donaldson of Scotland. And he is our regent. He's kind of the designated regent whenever we step away from the throne, and he's self-interested. So it's kind of obnoxious. Oh, it looks like Donald Ilpin actually... Nice. His brother has taken over as regent. So you can see... if we wanted to designate him... Interesting. We really could designate a regent here and not have any problems. And I like that idea. Cousin, spymaster, and vassal. So we could designate the spymaster as regent. His loyalty is selfless. So this definitely... He's one of the main candidates anyway, so I kind of just want to designate him, period. Like, instead of having people fighting over it, any character with a higher succession score than Duke Stephen will lose opinion of you, scaling to the score of the difference. Alright, so this, because he has a mediocre succession score. Alright, well, hang on, let's rank by 6. Alright, so we could designate Donald. He's selfless, so we would still get those benefits. It's better than having Constantine, and it doesn't seem like there would be, since he has enough regent succession score, there wouldn't be penalties like there would have been with Duke Stephen. Not a huge difference, but apparently you need to be like above 30-ish. Okay, well let's designate him as the regent then. Not that he's going to be the regent right now, because we're home. Okay, so now it's just a matter of waiting on the bishop. Alright, that ransom has been accepted. We may also be able to ransom some other prisoners. Yep, ransom. Let's see what else we can do. Alright, we can't afford this one yet, but maybe soon enough. I'm not sure what their income situation is. But we're already earning a good amount of gold from these ransoms coming in. We still have some infighting going on, but you can tell that the realm is kind of stabilizing a little bit. I have arrived in Edinburgh to pay homage to you, glorious king, as a show of my loyalty. I bring you rich gifts worthy of your majesty as a token of my goodwill and servitude. Show them at once. So we gain 50 gold. We gain prestige. How close are we, by the way, to Exalted Among Men? Getting there. 3,371 of 5,000. I accept your generous gifts. So if you need a reminder of what that is, our current level of fame gives us a certain opinion bonus, a certain number of extra knights, and then a base value bonus that we were thinking about a few episodes ago. I still need to figure out what that base value plus 2 is. But Exalted Among Men improves that secular opinion bonus. It doubles it. We have an extra knight. So basically just gives us, well, more fame, but some of the benefits that would be associated with that. As the loud belch echoes through the dining hall, all conversation abruptly ceases. My Archbishop Edbert pats his stomach and grins. Ah, better out than in, me dad always said. Various courtiers exchange incredulous glances before my wife, Queen Plaisance, looks directly at me and exclaims, "My king, that was wholly inappropriate, certainly you must agree. Edbert is a man of God, let us treat him as such." Yeah, let's go for the piety, and he's going to gain opinion of me, and I'd rather kind of keep him in my corner. We also, in terms of piety, we're not as close to the next level of that as we're close to this level here, and our dynasty is still working its way up to glorious fame. But we're famous. We're a famous dynasty. We should be at this point, after everything we've went through. Oh, it looks like Princess Cummin. Wait, what happened here? She's serving as regent? Alright, so as soon as she's no longer regent... Hang on, we need to keep an eye on her. If she's unmarried, let's pin her so that we can keep an eye on that situation. Apparently we just lost an alliance. Oh, nice. 50 gold right there. Some of those ransoms are being paid, slowly but surely. We can appoint a worthy successor to the Knights of Edinburgh. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, so he's been appointed. We have a strong hook on him too, which reminds me, hang on. Things have been kind of nuts for a bit here. Let's see if we have any hooks on any vassals that we can take advantage of. We're not the rightful liege of a lot of our current vassals, which is a problem. It prevents me from earning taxes and having full levies, but... Okay, so we're going to get 10 gold. Once we are the emperor, that will all change. We will be the rightful liege of everyone within our territory, with the exception of the Isles, and eventually there will be de jure drift, and those will be counted as part of Scotland as well. For now, there hasn't been any de jure drift. You can see where there's de jure drift happening. And there is this section of Ireland. There's a historical context there that we're not going to comment on. This is alternate history. But that is an unfortunate coincidence that we are seeing some de jure drift there in Northern Ireland. But there will eventually be de jure drift everywhere, because technically all of Scotland, you know, well, it's interesting because once we declare ourselves emperor, then kind of the titles will get redistributed among their lieges, and all of this won't necessarily be Scotland anymore. Scotland will revert to being de jure Scotland under the Empire of Britannia. And then England will resort to being de jure England and Wessex, etc. So this will be interesting to kind of see how this plays out. All right, so we are going to gain the Overseer perk, which will give extra control growth, extra stewardship, and extra martial, which is kind of great because Ecthegern has done well, but his stats, especially his martial and diplomacy, are not that good. So that's a win. It's a huge win. I kind of want to continue with this, but there's a part of me that wants to switch to diplomacy now that we have that in place. Does it make sense to stay in martial, or do I switch to diplomacy? See, there are benefits. I could get diplomacy points by going with strategist. This would actually make... We're going to be doing a lot of fighting as Ecthegern, that's the thing. Yeah, let's stay with authority focus. We're going to stay in martial. As long as we're going to be fighting as much with him as we plan to be, it just makes sense to stay in martial territory. So that's what we're going to do. I am willing to release Mildred from my care, but freedom does not come for free. Consider my offer. So I would pay 20. So this is my courtier that was captured. Yeah, we can go ahead and pay that. And also, that reminds me, let's look at this and kind of see if anyone else is being held. All right, so Bjornraid is my prisoner. But is there anyone who is behind bars that's held by someone else? Not that I can see. Okay, so that was the only courtier that was in someone else's prison. We have a lot of prestige at the moment. It's nice. Anything I can do building-wise? Nope, not at the moment. All right, so we're waiting on this bishop. He's got 5 months left. We could speed things up. Also, I could host an event, potentially. Let's see what we can do here. Oof. These are really expensive still. There's a part of me that just wants to wait until the income situation is a little bit better. Let's go up to speed 4. Royal Court is now at Court Grandeur level 8. What's this? Another adventure inspiration. No. Not going to fund those at the moment. Alright, so he can no longer continue with increased control in county. How did that go? Let's have you increase control in Leinster then. That was just recently conquered, so we're helping out that ruler there. I do want to stay on collect taxes here, but part of me, now that things are going so well... Yeah, vassal tax is 7.1. So I'd lose 0.7 if I turn this off, I think. Or no, domain taxes. So I'd lose 0.5 if I turn this off. Because I kind of do want to continue improving development. You know? We haven't done that in a while. Let's switch back to that. We've had to focus on taxes for so long. Oh, we have a faction. Peasant rabble. That's probably, if I had to guess... Oh no, it's actually right up here. Really? Okay, well, if we have to put down a rebellion, we'll have to put down a rebellion. That's fine. Amorous endeavors. Candles sputter and sheets rustle as Plaisance and I intertwine in bed. We try to be quiet, but sometimes the sounds are a little too resonant. The gasps, the sighs, the meows. It's weird to see her without her crown. I wasn't expecting that hairline, because she's always had that crown there. I bolt upright to find Snow sitting quite happily on a pillow next to us, purring contentedly. As I ponder what to do, mouth agape, he begins noisily cleaning a paw. Plaisance looks at me haughtily. I give the satisfied feline a half-hearted shove. He rolls over on his back, ready to play. Feline interrupter. So this would actually be a fertility penalty. I'm just going to say it'd be rude to disturb him. She's going to lose opinion of us, but it's fine. Can I romance her? Let's romance her. He's not a poet. But we could impress her by winning a sparring match. I recruit one of my most senior soldiers and practice with him for 3 days straight. Once he deems me ready, we head together to the main courtyard. As we begin to spar, the crowd gathers, and their cheers soon draw none other than the virtuous Queen Plaisance. The soldier fights valiantly, but I disarm him with a final flawless thrust. I kneel before Plaisance and declare my noble intentions. I dedicate this victory to you, Queen Plaisance. Bringing you honor is my only desire. My darling is speechless, but clearly flattered. Why else would she be smiling thusly? Plaisance won't resist my charms for long. That went well. It's nice to be able to do a few unwarlike things for an episode. Good lord. Things have been chaotic. So we can lawfully imprison Frithriker. There's a lot that we can do here. We could also send him a gift. He wants a seat on the council, but dude, you suck. Like, you're genuinely terrible. Can we just murder him instead? No, we can't. I mean, we could, but it wouldn't go well, necessarily. Okay, so we could grant him a pardon. Which he would gain 15 opinion of me. We can't actually demand it again for another 8 years. So you know what? Let's try and be nice. That's going to improve his opinion somewhat. Yeah, he's just a very different person from me. So he's going to be really problematic. And might continue. Thankfully, my hand has been strengthened. I think Ecthegern's kind of hold on the throne has solidified a little bit. So we're starting to see some improved income. We're starting to see things stabilize. It looks more like it did under Constantine, which is great. I have prowled through documents both ancient and of less certain provenance. I have finally enough material to make the case that you are the rightful lord of the earldom of Lindsey. All that is missing is one little bribe. Okay, so we do this. Do we do this all at once, you know, or do we do it one at a time? Because I've rejected this a bunch of times, trying to get everything to kind of come together. And this would be basically this territory here. I'd rather get the whole thing. I'm going to say no, I cannot, because for this particular bit of territory, I'd rather have the whole chunk right away. Today, Edbert held a fiery sermon for all the children of the court. They were apparently spellbound as he zealously read from the scriptures. My son Edric keeps telling me about how much he enjoyed the passages about Satan and how he is someone whose ideals he will aspire to emulate. Oh my god. Faith is just a means to an end. So we can make sure that Edbert is ambitious and not sadistic. Yeah, let's make sure he doesn't become an evil mastermind. Let's raise our boys well. Alright, so it looks like... Oh, interesting. Let's take a look at this. Which duchy is this specifically? Ooh. So our head of faith would grant a claim on this duchy. We'd get a pressed claim. But we'd have to spend a lot of piety to do it. You know what? We're doing it. We're totally doing it. That's a lot of counties. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in one. And we would cut Wessex in twain. Yep, let's go ahead and request that. Fantastic. I didn't notice that before now because we haven't done it all series. I will prove myself a worthy ruler. Yeah, so the Pope is currently not happy with me. Alright, so interestingly enough, he has 4,783 men. I have 4,545, but we have a lot more just in general. Now, we could hit him pretty hard right now. Look at that. We can claim that whole thing all at once. Fantastic. This would be a big war, but it might end pretty quickly. I have enough prestige to call all of my allies, so that's what I'm going to do. And we're just going to bring everything to bear and try and just take that chunk out of his territory. Let's do this. First of all, let's march on Durham, just to take some territory and earn some gold. We can call allies to war. Let's go in order of size. Genoa will take a while to get to me. We're definitely going to call them first. Alright, so some of my allies can't actually join. It looks like we can create some duchies. This is really good to see. Oh, interestingly, I didn't notice that we can create the Duchy of York. Okay, so we can actually use that. York, Meath, Northumbria, and Lancaster. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, we've had so much chaos. Interesting. So, Lancaster, Northumbria, and then where's Meath? Yeah, Meath is down here. So, we can create these duchies, and it would give us prestige. It would cost us money, so I think York is the one that's sensible to do, because then that would give us a claim up here. For some reason, I hadn't noticed that. Yep, so we have some allies on the way. Alright, yeah, you can't actually join us, and that mayor is very, very weak. Potential alliance negotiations. Use a hook? No. Brother-in-law? No. You can negotiate alliances. Okay, so those should be helpful. King Donual has joined the war. This is the King of Brittany. Interesting. I have secured an invitation to a feast in Lothian and a seat close to Plaisance. Despite my determined attempts, I am failing to strike up a conversation. She is probably rendered speechless by the intensity of my affections. Suddenly, the loudest fart I have ever heard erupts from our table. A few of the guests are looking at Plaisance. I must save her. You can say, it was me, or perhaps I should just stay quiet. So there's a 33% chance it wasn't her. It was me. I farted, and she wasn't the one that farted. Oh no. She lost in opinion. She's disgusted. Alright, marvelous news. Oh no, marvelous news. Alright. Whoa, okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Hold on. Lots happening at once. Apparently we're stressed. I'm gonna bite my lip and try to stay focused. I don't want to gain reclusive right now, because this would reduce diplomacy and stewardship. I will bite my lip and try to stay focused. I didn't see that stress coming. Let's go ahead and pet Snow. Thank you, my friend. You lose 15 stress. Interesting. Also, I do need to search for a physician again, so let's do that. Because I don't think... I do have one, but I think I might be able to do better than Conrad. So we're going to try another search. Alright, so I should have some new allies. I think. Maybe. Walter is widely known. Okay, they all fail to impress me. That's going to be a no. Okay, so I know I just negotiated some new alliances, but for whatever reason, not able to do anything with that just yet. Alright, so we have a siege happening down there, but until allies arrive, I don't want to send my army against that army, because that's a particularly strong one. Let's go ahead and combine these forces. So we're going to raid Durham, and this is going to be a bit of a protracted war. There's going to be damage done here. But it's okay. The main thing is that I have allies on the way. They're arriving now. Once they're all here, it should be pretty handily concluded. Maybe even within this episode if I'm lucky, but... Alright, so the siege was lost, but it doesn't look like... Alright, court grandeur level has decreased. It doesn't look like anyone was captured. Alright, so that was one. Now let's go down and just see if we can hit this army. I seized Harefoot after the siege of Durham. Nice. Hang on, what do we have here? This is yet another adventure. Alright, fine. Let's sponsor one adventure inspiration. 100 and... No! 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 Sorry, I thought about it, then I saw the cost. No, I'm not paying you 162 gold right now. We have a war to fight for an entire duchy. Thank you very much. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be able to intercept this particular army. It's going to be a tough fight. We just lost our steward. Interesting. By God, Queen Plaisance is an insufferable doxy. Have you seen how she yawns? Ridiculous. My vassal Earl Wariston throws his head back with a wicked laugh. Plaisance is still conversing with her friends, but I can tell she's hurt him. I hate to see her hurt. This magnanimous villain. So we can gain 150 prestige, and we gain an act of heroism for the scheme if we best him in duel. Or we can say you should apologize. Or we can say he couldn't be more wrong. Let's be valiant. You're defeated. We gain the trait wounded. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's pause for a second. The wound was successfully treated. Okay. Selblaith, your niece and vassal. So, who's her? Ah, okay. The princesses. So, this is, again, the firstborn daughter of Donal. Let's go ahead and assign her. This is her daughter. And with that in mind, let's also take a look at Princess Cummins. So, she's... Oh, interesting. She got... Who did you marry? She married someone else here, interestingly enough. Okay, well, someone else claimed her. I guess I don't need to have her pinned anymore. Not going to worry too much about that. Let's just see how this battle goes. Yep, you're not going to get away. Oh, maybe you are. We've been burdened with your oppressive laws for far too long. No more, we are done paying you taxes. Once your coffers dry up and your larders are empty, you will wish you would treat us more fairly. Alright, so this would increase autonomy for 10 years. Where is this? Every county in the faction. Peasant revolt. Alright, which county? It's one county, right? It's literally one. Earldom of the Mearns. You know what? It's just going to be for 10 years. I'm just not going to worry about that particular situation at the moment. It doesn't make sense. If I were to try and fight that battle right now, it would just be a distraction from what we're doing. We can hold court. Let's do this real quick. Here, petitioners. A peasant woman from the city of Berwick is brought before me, and no matter what the guards do, she will not stop dancing, trailing blood from mangled feet. So this is the dancing plague again. Let's see. We could pray for deliverance at a shrine dedicated to the saint. Or we can say bring out the leeches. We have humors to balance. We gain learning lifestyle experience. I think I'd rather gain the... Ooh, you know what? Earldom of Dunbar gains Dancing Plague for 10 years. I'm going to lose the stress, because we need to reduce our stress level. My lord, my courtier Ermil speaks up. I propose a cadastral survey of all counties you own. Improved knowledge and mapping of your land will certainly increase its prosperity. This would be a great opportunity to let your son and heir Zachariah gain some experience in math and geometry on the field. Allow us to tag along. Requires my courtier tidy. All right, so it's going to be very expensive. This is going to put us into debt. But I like that idea. That's good enough. My guest Adele approaches the throne with a smirk on her face and bows deeply. Greetings, Your Majesty. During my recent trip to the Jarldom of Iceland, I learned some fascinating tidbits about several of Jarl Olafar's subjects. I would be happy to share these with you for a price. Let's just say, begone, rumormonger. My business here is done. Okay, I think this battle is about to happen. It is happening. Perfect. Nice. Reduced stress level. We're no longer overwhelmed by stress. This particular fight is concluded. Now we're going to hit these guys next. Zachariah has come of age. They grow up fast. So he's a charismatic negotiator. The heir for the Kingdom of Scotland, or at least he soon will be. Now, we need to give him some land, truth be told. We might need to make a duchy and give it to him. We're not going to do that right now. We can't. But they grow up fast, and his betrothed is still 14, so 2 years. Fearless Ravener, it's not good that she's deceitful. That's unfortunate. But as a charismatic negotiator, he's a level 3 diplomat, which is not bad. All right, it looks like this... He has a claim on the Duchy of Swabia. That's interesting. She's a Carling by name. Interesting development there. All right. So this army... Oh, they decided to stay put. That's going to be a mistake. Reinforcements arriving. And now the war is going firmly our way. Queen Plaisance has gained the trait Pregnant. Fantastic. What's this? Oh, nice. Please accept this humble gift. It is not much, but I hope it is of use to our continued friendship. Hell yeah. I accept your gift. All right, we're not in debt anymore. Perfect. What's this? Let me guess. You want a ton of money so that you can go on an adventure. 63. Right, fine. 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 You keep wanting to go on adventures. I'll let one of you go. Just leave me alone. Okay. So we won that quite handily. Let's go ahead and hit this army here, just because they're there. And we gain some prestige from this fight. Annoyingly, it looks like there's another siege happening up there, so we'll have to intercept them. Nice. Development progress increases by 50 in every held county. Ermil gains 75. You gain 150 prestige. Gold well spent indeed. Hell yeah. That's a really, really nice development progress boost. Inspiration funded. The time has come for me to depart upon my adventure, my king. Leofhelm bows as well as he can while weighted down by heavy bags. Before I leave, please tell me, is there anything specific you want me to keep an eye peeled for during my journey? I want a trinket made from material you cannot find here, or bring me something from an exotic animal, a skull, or a hide. Yep, let's go ahead and do that. We've already paid him. So now we just need to intercept this army. What's this? Weave inspiration. She's very competent. Notice that since we are starting to kind of gain in prestige, there are more people showing up that can make cool stuff for us. Unpleasant pleasantries. I'm attending a dance in Lothian to spend some time with Queen Plaisance. The mere thought of touching hands makes my heart jump, but when I arrive, I find her stuck in a conversation with my vassal, Jarl Frithriker. This dickhead. The brash man drones on and on, totally oblivious to Plaisance's discomfort. So this would gain kindness. I don't want to necessarily rival him, although I kind of do. Enough, you're boring the lady to death. Let's do that. If we were willing to literally fight a duel for her to impress her, then we're willing to step in and take that step. Okay, I'm going to march straight on the capital here. Although, hang on. Maybe it makes more sense. Let's go ahead and free this territory from their control. Call to war. Okay. I mean, we'll join, but we're probably not going to do anything. Why is it that we always get calls to war while we're in the middle of something else really important? Why is that? Have you noticed that? Or we get declared on while we're in the middle of something else really important. Just funny little coincidence there. As I walk outside, I'm greeted by the sight of my vassal Jarl Frithicr crouching beside my cat's nose, tenderly petting his head. This is quite the lovely cat you have. So, oh wow. The cat comes in clutch again, actually slightly improving the Jarl's opinion of me. That's hilarious. Alright, this siege is going to take about 5 months. So I was hoping this war could be resolved in the course of this episode, but we've had a number of, shockingly, events pop up. So, inspiration, a change in direction. A traveler claiming to be employed under my beneficiary Leofhelm is brought before me, carrying a message from the adventurer. Fear not, my great lord, for Leofhelm is in good health. I bring you news of the possibility to fund an even greater adventure. You see, Leofhelm took a wrong turn somewhere and is now near Varia. Leofhelm's traveling companion unfurls a dirty map to show me where they ended up. He has enough funds to make it to Western Europe as planned, but suggests that with some additional funding he can chase up on a local rumor and bring home a great artifact. Alright, so the artifact produced through his adventure will be of a higher quality, and he gains opinion of me. Life is an adventure. Explore that area for artifacts. I'm going to trust him. Alright, so we have finished some of our construction. Romance, the wild hunt. When Queen Plaisance suggested a hunt, I did not hesitate to organize one. I would do anything for a mere glimpse of my songbird. I am stalking through the underbrush, my page at my heel, and my hound just ahead. It seems as if it has found a trail, then suddenly my concentration is shattered by a woman's scream. Okay, I'm coming for you, my love. Let's go ahead and finish this. Within what must have been a minute, but felt like an hour, I reach a clearing. Plaisance is on the ground before me. Oh, didn't this happen with Constantine's wife early in the series? Disheveled and weaponless. Opposite her and just about to strike stands a huge stag. My arrow strikes true and the beast falls to the ground. For a moment, all Plaisance can do is stare, but then she stumbles toward me and throws herself into my arms. I need you, my love. Right here and now. There we go. Found soulmate. Perfect. Inspiration, warp, and filling. Your beneficiary, Kyriaki, ruined my new garb. My son and heir, Zachariah, comes into the room, followed by the weaver. The piece of clothing he holds in his hands is so badly cut up that I cannot tell what it once was. You're overreacting. I was simply studying the weave of the fabric. It's important for my project. Alright, so Zachariah is not going to love this, but it's okay. He's the heir. It's going to improve the quality of it. Let's just roll with it. Alright, there is another raid happening over here. Looks like the allies are starting to help out of their own accord. No, I cannot. Pub crawl. On a visit to the tavern in Edinburgh, I spy one of the patrons at the heart of all attention. He is more grizzled than the rest of the patrons and smells as if he's been there for an age. To my horror, I recognize my adventurer Leofhelm, who appears not to have made it out to the homeland after months of funding. And from an extra across the Red Sea in a single gulp, he promptly scoffs an entire glass of red and cheering rings through the drinking hall. Alright, so we can convince him to pull himself together. Nope, he runs off with the gold. Alright, I really regret spending money on this jackass. My daughter. Let's go with Margaret. May you grow to be strong and wise. Alright, so we've taken control back of that territory. The war's going well, but we just don't have any actual territory conquered yet. Wait. Hold on. Wait for the allies a little bit. There we go. Now let's go. Inspiration, a name to remember. My beneficiary Kyriaki approaches me with a thoughtful expression. Is there anyone special to you, my lord? So we could dedicate it to... let's say only the Lord guides me. Because we need to keep moving towards a higher level of faith. Or piety, rather. Alright, so we're in debt again. Common theme. Let's go ahead and hit this army as well. Allies coming in to help. Also, hold on. Which artifact is new here? Ah, the Harefoot. That's right. Yeah, some of these artifacts are about to... tell you what, I could maybe repair this one. I couldn't at the moment because I don't have the gold for it, but okay, so I might lose that. Okay. So that's done. So we really need to start taking territory within what we have declared on. and then we can start pushing the war score. You can unlock a new perk for the martial lifestyle. Bellum Justum, Casus Belli cost reduced by 50%. Absolutely. Alright, so now hopefully we can start swinging things pretty firmly in our favor. We are at the 40-minute mark for this episode, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this one here. In the next one, I am going to push through and start taking more of this territory. Now that their attacking armies have been, you know, repeatedly defeated, it's a little bit easier for me to kind of hold them off, even if I have to break off part of my army to, you know, fight them, and then have the allies come with. So I think I should be able to safely, at this point, separate my army and fight them while I'm also doing this. Hopefully, and move this a little bit faster. But all of that is for the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. For channel emotes and member badges, look for the join button to learn more. New episodes drop every day but Tuesday at 11 a.m. US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.